Magandang araw mga ka-ETUlay, ako ang inyong tutor Madge. Handa na ba kayo sa kapanapanabik at kabang-abang na ETUlay Summer Camp? Tara na at umpisahan na natin!
Mga guro at magulang, ating pagtulungan, kabataan ay turuan natin. Kahit na nasa tahanan, pag-aaral ay tutukan, oras at kasanayan ay ilaan. Sulong edukalidad, magbago man ang panahon, ipagpatuloy ating layunin, patatagin ang edukasyon. ETUlay ang gabay sa pagkatuto, ETUlay edukasyon itatawid sa iyo. ETUlay paaralan di lalayo sa iyo. ETUlay sa makabagong panahon, ETUlay para sa kabataang Pilipino. Kayo ba'y may katanungan at hindi maunawaan? Kami ang gabay at tulay na magtuturo sa'yo. Sa tulong ng teknolohiya at maging ng social media, paaralan ay kusang lalapit sa'yo. Sulong edukalidad, supuin maling impormasyon, katotohanan nating ituro, paunlarin ang edukasyon. ETUlay ang gabay sa pagkatuto, ETUlay edukasyon itatawid sa iyo. ETUlay paaralan di lalayo sa iyo. ETUlay sa makabagong panahon, ETUlay para sa kabataang Pilipino. ETUlay ang gabay sa pagkatuto, ETUlay edukasyon itatawid sa iyo. ETUlay paaralan di lalayo sa iyo. ETUlay sa makabagong panahon, ETUlay para sa kabataang Pilipino. ETUlay, ETUlay sa kabataang
ETUlay Summer Camp!
ETUlay, ETUlay sa kabataang Pilipino. ETUlay, ETUlay sa kabataang Pilipino.
Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. Hi Mami, happy Tuesday.
Sorry, I was fixing the PowerPoint presentation for the last minute. I didn't realize that we are on live. Hello everybody, good morning to all of you. How are you there, Tutor Nova?
I'm doing just great. Right now it's a sunny day, so it's really a perfect day to really have this ESL public speaking. It's a Tuesday and it's 10:30 in the morning, and that means to say, Mami, we are now on week 3, episode 3 for our ETUlay ESL public speaking summer camp.
That's correct. I'm actually excited to begin our week 3, and like our viewers can notice here, we are wearing red. And why are we wearing red, Tutor Nova?
Red is the color for victory, and we also wanted to do this because to pay tribute to our hero right now. We consider her as our hero because she is making history, Mame, right? She is
That's
none
right.
other than
Heidelin Diaz.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we can let's see the comments there. Okay, so hello to everybody. That's correct, Nova. We are actually paying tribute to Heidelin Diaz. She is the first Filipino to ever have a gold medal in an Olympics and in an Olympic game. And when I watched her video, having that
very
medal,
inspiring. Mhm.
having that medal, I kind of starting to cry. I'm so proud of her. I'm really proud of her. And to know that she sacrificed a lot to get the award, to get the medal. She trained overseas and she was not able to see her family for 2 years. What kind of sacrifice is that?
That's
Really,
right,
really
Mami.
amazing.
Indeed.
Okay.
And she's bringing pride to the Philippines. So we are so proud of her.
That is right. I would also like to greet, aside from that, Tutor Nova, I would also like to greet the campers that we have on the comment section. Hello to Akisha, Girly Isabel Clara Delgado, Joseph Conrad Bulaklak, Alessandra Saclamitao, Sofia Francesca Obispo, Marilyn M. Iesma, and the other participants here in the comment section. Actually, we cannot really go or greet you one by one, but we are so honored to have your presence here. I'm
We're
quite
just
of
so happy.
I'm quite of not getting used to the new feature of StreamYard, but maybe we can master the new look of StreamYard on the other weeks. Okay, Nova.
True. That's right, Ma'am May. And we also wanted to say hi to the other campers who just came into the class today. So just feel free to be recognized by doing or typing your names on the comment section or your greetings on the comment section. We would love to hear from you. And of course, Ma'am May, for today, we will be having our second featured camp style ward today.
That's correct. He is one of the campers that really showed his interest on the program, and we are happy to feature him so that he could recap our last week's lesson. Are you ready, Mark? Let's see,
I
Mark.
think he is ready.
Let's have Mark in the show. Hi, Mark.
Is he here? Oh, I think it's still. Oh,
Yes.
we are having. We're still waiting for him. That's okay. Maybe this is just a new feed. Okay, here we go. I
Yeah.
can see Mark Plato now.
Mhm.
Oops, it's gone.
Yeah. Actually, before we have Mark here in the show, he prepared for his speech last Friday, so he had 3 weeks of preparation. So I know Mark will really do well today. Hello, Mark. Maybe he is having some technical difficulties, so we will move on to the other parts of the program, Tutor Nova. So we will have
Sure.
first our a quiz. I know everybody, you learned so much from our last week's lesson about how we can make sure that our message will be clear. And I'm happy to know that many of our campers answered and tested their knowledge about our last week's lesson. So we will go back to them and check campers if you got the correct answer. All right, let me share my
Let's
screen to
get
you.
started. Mhm.
Let's get started. Okay, there you go. Uh-huh. I cannot really pull this off. Wait for a while. Nova, what can you say about the weather today? While I'm fixing my PowerPoint.
Well,
What's your
well, the
weather
weather
there
today
in
here in
your
northern
place?
Cebu, Mame, because I am from northern Cebu. Hi to all the tuners from Bugo City Division from Bugo City. So currently now it's really hot here. I think that the weather is perfectly fine. It's a sunny day, and so far, naman, it's a
Mm-hmm.
great day today. I woke up really happy today, so I hope everybody's really happy with the weather too. It's not too
Yeah.
hot, and it's not too hot, by the way.
And luckily it's not too rainy unlike the other days that we
Mhm.
experienced. So we also hope that our campers are stay safe because of the week long rain that we experienced last week until today. All right, so for the recap of the quiz that we had last week, we had this item: for one to be a good speaker, he or she must craft and hone his or her thoughts through, and the answer is writing. We talked about turnover, right? That before we can speak, well, we should uh, we should make sure that our message will be sent across. And for
Mhm.
a message to be sent across clearly, we must master the craft of writing. So the answer for number one is writing. Number two, this means the quality of being clear, transparent, and intelligible. This is clarity, and this is our word
That's
of
right.
the week. Yeah. For number three, which of the words, when added to a sentence, make the speaker sound unsure? We made to a point to emphasize that our speakers or our campers, when speaking or in writing, should avoid words that make them sound not confident. And that word
Yeah.
is, can you guess, our campers? Correct. That is mine. I can see the answers of our campers, and I am happy that they are getting the correct answer so far for the three items that we showed to them. Let's have the fourth item. Which sentence has a crutch word? Last week we emphasized what crutch word is, and when we say crutch word, it's a word that do not really add meaning to a sentence. They are just there to make the sentence long. So you have here four statements. I will not read all of them, but the answer is he has really prepared for his speech. We can eliminate the verb phrase has really and make it just he absolutely prepared for his speech. Okay, for number
Mm.
five, we have what are the three pointers of clarity? These are simplify ideas by avoiding crutch words, mind your tone and be confident, and do not sound smart, be
Be
smart.
smart. It's also applicable to life, right, Mame? Do not sound smart, be smart.
Yeah, because sometimes we have this tendency to use highfalutin words, and those words do
Mm-hmm.
not really contribute to the understanding of our listeners or readers. So instead of using highfalutin words, use the concise word for what you mean, for what you want to express, or for what you want your reader or listener to think about. Because, like what we said,
Mm.
we have to make our thoughts such we should make our thoughts like a clear road. It should not be trafficked, it should not be crowded, but it should be clear, so the message will be sent across clearly.
Wow, bingo. And also, Meme, our what we call our attendees right here in the comment section are also participating while you were revealing the answers for the last week's exit assessment or exit exam. So
I can
I
see
am
that.
really happy to be seeing all their comments or all their answers in the comment section.
All right, before we proceed to the other parts of our program, let's check Mark. Hi Mark, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Hello
right, he's
Mark.
here. We're happy to have you.
We're super happy to
It's my
have you.
pleasure,
And
ma'am.
hello Mark. Okay, are you ready to have your speech?
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready.
Okay, you can begin.
Um, a pleasant good day to my fellow campers. I'm Mark Alvin Platon from Pamatasan ng Lungsod ng Pasig to share with you my insights about our last week's session. And here it is. Wait.
It's okay, Mark.
You can do it. That's fine.
Some of our campers are greeting you. Hello, Kuya Mark. And they're really rooting
Yes,
I
for
think
you.
they're rooting for you. They're cheering for you as well.
yes. A
Okay?
good. Yes, ma'am. I'm ready. if our if our first session was about camp rules and expectation, our our second session of our in our first lesson is entitled At the Crossroads.
Mhm.
So in in our first session, we should we discuss about the camp rules and camp rules
It's okay, Mark.
and skills and writing. Now, let me share my insights about the writing strategy. Now, writing is the systematic ways of using alphabet symbols such as punctuation and
It's okay.
systematic words. um, we could say that mm, writing uses a 3 points of clarity. Number one is be smart. Second is choose choose the simplest words, and third, be specific and in clear.
Wow, perfect.
We have also learned the use of simple past tense of the verb in writing, because in in writing your speech or statements, use a simple past tense of the verb when you when you turn about your speech. And let me add here my insights. When you are writing, you should use your own systematic words, such as proofreading tools and devices, in order for you to avoid the plagiarism. That's all. This is Mark, and mm, I hope you enjoy listening. Thank you.
Definitely, we
Thank you,
enjoyed it. Let's
Mark.
have a virtual clap for Mark. Thank you, Mark. Though
Thank
it's
you.
obvious that you had some rough start in your speech, you gained confidence along the way. And that is a realistic
Right.
performance, right, Nova? Because we
It
cannot really
happens, yeah.
control what happens. We cannot really control our nervousness. Sometimes
Mm,
we experience mental block. But what is very important is
true.
we go on. We don't
We
let
never give
our
up. Yeah.
never give up. We never lose the goal to speak and to express ourselves. So, Mark, if you
Mm.
feel that you did not really do well, no, you did. And congratulations to you, Mark.
It's my pleasure.
Other insights, Renova?
Well, Mame, I think that even great speakers really experience having that rough start, what we call the rough start. But overall, he was able to recover and maintain the momentum. And he was also really great in organizing his thoughts. And he definitely journeyed us to the last week's episode. So we are so happy about Mark's delivery today.
I agree on that. And a lot of campers here are cheering for you, Mark. They can feel, they can empathize that when speaking in a crowd or speaking in front of an audience, a speaker can really feel nervous, can sometimes experience and can usually experience mental block. But congratulations on a job well done.
It's
Thank
my
you, Mark.
pleasure.
Thank you,
Thank
Mark.
Mark,
you.
We'll see you
congratulations,
next
our camp
Thank
time.
you.
stalwart. Thank you so
We're so
much.
overwhelmed to have you here. Bye, Mark.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. And what's great, Nova, our campers are also cheering for Mark. It's good that they can feel the pressure to speak in front of people. And it's just so inspiring to have them and to read their messages.
True, Meme. We can really feel the spirit of friendship because I think our campers are also meeting everyone virtually every time we do our classes, right? And they are also interacting in on the comments of other campers every time we have our session right here. So I think they know Mark already, some of them perhaps. And it's such a great thing that we let them meet everyone here through our camp session every Tuesday.
That's correct. So we will now proceed to the featured campers for this week. These are the campers that showed their outputs for our week assignment last week. We will start with Olive Betinol. Then we have Joshua Pashon. We have Erin Miranda, Princess Jamela Niega, Erica Jane Galang, Tommy Salvador, and Saizi Salvador. So these are the students who really showed what they learned about our assignment or about our topic last week. We cannot really go over with their videos or with their outputs, but they are all posted in our ETUlay Public Speaking Summer Camp FB page. Thank you so much, our
Yeah, thank
campers,
you
and
so
you did
much.
well. As I have mentioned
Congratulations for being our featured camper.
Yes, aside from that, Chernova, I would also like to point out that our campers can make us feel united by using our FB frame. There you can access the frame by searching for ETUlay Public Speaking or ETUlay ESL Public Speaking on the
Mhm.
frame searches, and it will appear. We will be happy to see you use our FB frame.
That's right. And also, Mame, if our campers haven't liked our FB page just yet, they can go like that by simply typing ESL Public Speaking ETUlay Summer Camp so that they can have or they will not miss anything here on our session. So they will be updated every time.
That's really correct. Now, Churanova, I think we can move on to our grammar focus and word of the week. We will have first our word of the week. Oh, first, before we have those things, can you tease us about our topic today, which is entitled The Route or the Route to the Right Start?
Sure, Mame. Well, by the way, for today, the campers will be able to identify the speech structure. These are our objectives for today. And they will also inculcate the importance of organization of ideas to sustain effective communication and demonstrate understanding of the lesson by making a short speech following the speech structure. So, campers, I hope you can see my screen right here. Right here, you can see there picture A and picture B. Now, let's start first with picture A. What can you say about picture A? Could you tell me like a specific word that you could think that can describe this picture A as a whole? Can we see some comments right there, Mame?
Yeah, there's no comment yet, but picture A, it seems like the speaker there is very confident. You can see the gesture in her hand. According to Sizy, the speaker in picture A is confident, and he is
Oh,
confident in speaking in front of many people. How about picture B, campers?
yeah. How about this picture B here?
See, what can you say about picture B? Picture B, the speaker is quite nervous according to Jane Erica. Yeah, same answers. Tutor
That
Nova.
is right. Well, picture A and picture B, perhaps as a speaker or as a newbie or as a rookie in speaking, I think we were able to be in this situation with picture B, right? Once in our life, perhaps. And then maybe during these sessions here in ETUlay Summer Camp, if you attend these sessions every week, you can become from picture B to picture A.
That's right.
Now, if you were this man in the picture, how would you feel at this moment? You can see there, you're sweating. You can also see your audience laughing, or they're kind of waiting what you're going to say next. How would you feel if you were this man in the picture? How about you,
So,
Mame? Have did it ever happen to you? We know
yeah,
you as the one who can really speak well and who can organize your thoughts really perfectly. But I was also wondering if once in your life you were also this man in the picture.
definitely, there were a lot of moments that I experienced to be laughed at by my audience, and the feeling is not really good. But
It's
what
not really
is
good,
good about,
right?
yeah, it's not really good because you will feel embarrassed. You feel as if you're too small in front of your audience, and it
Mm,
seems that you cannot show your face anymore to other people because you're too disappointed in yourself. But what's good about feeling that, turnover, those would give you a lot of negative emotions. It makes you learn something that you should improve on things that you're not yet good at. And
that's right.
even though it's not a good experience, those are the things where we are learning the most.
I agree on that, Mame. And how about this picture, our campers? How would you describe this man in the picture?
Look at him wearing shades.
Yeah, and I think that he is really concentrating on his speech, and we can really see that his audience is really engaged in listening to him.
Yeah, and according to Marilyn M. Ayesma, picture is telling that the speaker is prepared and had a complete knowledge of what he is saying. Picture B is very nervous because he is not prepared. So these are inferred statements about the picture. And look at the gesture of the speaker in picture H. Renova. Even though there's no line, there's no dialogue in the picture, we can therefore infer by the way he raises his hand that he's really confident of what
And
he is saying.
even,
He's
yeah,
knowledgeable.
right. And even his posture, Mame, is indicating how confident he is.
Hmm.
All right. Now
Right.
we can say that these pictures right here, the first picture is telling us that the speaker is confident, he's an effective communicator, he expresses ideas, and his ideas were smooth flowing. And on the other hand, the other picture, the man is nervous. It seems like he's panicking, not sure what he needs to say next. All right, so we can see here another picture. We can see a nervous lady transformed to a confident lady. Now, why do you think some speakers cannot communicate effectively in front of an audience?
There are a
Why
lot
do you
of
think?
reasons. There are a lot of reasons actually, Nova. Sometimes the reasons are psychological. You're nervous. You feel not
Mm-hmm.
prepared. You feel you feel as if you're even though you research for your speech, you prepared, you memorize some of the lines. Sometimes we have this thought that we're not good enough to be in front of people.
That's right. And when you have a lot of ideas in mind, perhaps you will not know what should be the correct word that you wanted to say because your ideas are really outrageous, right? Or you can't really
Hmm.
seem to find the right words to say, especially when it's
That's
an
right.
impromptu speaking or extemporaneous speaking. So that's why for
Absolutely.
today, we will be teaching or telling our attendees or campers for today, Mame, about how to really effectively organize their thoughts by following a proper speech structure.
Yes, and may I add, Nova, some of our campers here are saying that some speakers cannot communicate effectively in front of an audience because they have stage fright, they have this language barrier.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they feel that they're not confident in speaking English, which we often feel as speakers whose language is not really whose first language not really English. We have Filipino or other languages here in the Philippines is our first language, and sometimes we experience really the high effective filter of using other language such as English.
Mm-hmm.
So you're correct there, campers. That it's yeah, your grammar focus, you'll be experiencing stage fright and there's a language barrier. So our um role here is to boost that confidence, right, Renova?
Right, indeed, Mame. Well, by the way, Mame, also we wanted to give a disclaimer to our campers for today that these sessions in our ESL Public Speaking ETUlay, although we are having this ESL or public speaking sessions, it does not really mean that we will go directly to really teach our campers how to really speak right away, right? So we still wanted to teach them the theories or the practical or the basic skills first that we wanted to really give them first. What are the things that they need to know first before they can become a great speaker?
That's correct because most of our speakers would think that speaking should be automatically or speaking should be the first thing that we should teach. But campers, listen here. For you to be able to speak, you have to master some of the skills in English.
Hmm.
These skills most importantly should be listening and writing. You cannot be a good communicator if you cannot listen well to the ideas. You cannot listen to yourself, how you speak, and definitely you cannot also be a good speaker when you haven't yet mastered writing. Because how can you be an effective communicator if your message is not clear? That's why our first session is about clarity of thoughts, how we can mold our thoughts so that they should be clear and can be easily understood by the speakers, by the listeners, or by the readers.
True, that's right. So at least our audience or our campers now know why we are having these what we call different topic every sessions. So we are getting there. We are on the journey of becoming a great speaker.
Yes, that's correct. And I guess, Tutor Nova, we will have to feature the word of the week, because that is just how this what you said is the teaser of the presentation that we will be having today. So we will now be having first our word of the week, and our word of the week is Chadan.
All
Yes,
right.
there you go. Our word of the week is coherence. Okay, campers, you can say that after me. We can practice all together how to pronounce this word, coherence, and it's a noun. When we say coherence, it's the quality of being logical. Ideas or thoughts flow smoothly when heard or read. So the first word is clarity. Yes, clear in an idea, being clear of saying an idea. But when ideas are together, they should be coherent. They should show coherence. An example sentence is, it is not enough that our message has clarity. When put together with other messages, they should have coherence. There you go.
All right. And
Members,
our campers can also try to make use of the word coherence on the comment section, ma'am. Maybe let's just have one.
yeah, let's
They're
just
still
have
typing
one
right now. Yeah, I
camper.
think they're still typing.
And because coherence is a word that we don't usually say every day, I think our campers are taking their time to create their message or to create their statement. And that's okay, campers, to have a bit of, or to take your time in crafting your sentence. That means you're conscious about how your sentence would look like. And the first one I see here is from Joshua Pashon, and
Joshua.
he said,
Okay.
the coherence of his writing lies in his personality. Okay,
Wow,
that's
that's so deep.
nice. Mhm. We also have here Marilyn M. Yes, perfect practice makes us confident. Period. Our message is clear and there is coherence. And there you go,
Wow, I'm
Jernova.
amazed. That's right. Marilyn is really great with her sentence structure right here. I loved it.
That's nice. Aside from word of the week, we also have our grammar focus.
All
For
right.
our grammar focus, we have last week we discussed about simple present tense, and like what you said, Chernova, it is used for facts and general truths, used for habitual actions, used for actions that happen now. That's why when we use the simple present tense, we use the time expressions now, today, always, usually, every morning, every afternoon, every night, to signal that we are doing the action habitually, or we are doing it now. We also add s or es for singular nouns and for the pronouns he, she, it. Example, she eats, he laughs, it dances. Now,
Mhm.
we will now be learning present progressive tense. And for present progressive tense, it's almost the same with simple present tense, but the action for the present progressive tense should be ongoing. In Filipino, dapat ginagawa natin siya ngayon. So I'm using the Filipino so I can explain the grammar concept better. Now, when we are to use the present progressive tense in a sentence, we can say I am eating, he or she it is eating, we, they, you, plus plural nouns will be are eating. Example, you
Yeah.
are eating, they are eating. So it's not just the helping verbs am, is, are. We will be using the ing form of the verb to say that the verb is ongoing, nangyayari sa kasalukuyan. So in a sentence,
Wow.
we have to use the time expressions. Today, I am teaching right now. I am teaching
Today we are
today.
speaking right now. Yeah.
Yeah, at the moment we are speaking, and I am still learning in the class. So those are sentences that have the present progressive tense.
All right. Very well said, Mame. That was indeed clarity of your message regarding our grammar focus for today, and very coherent too.
Thank you so much.
All right. So I guess our attendees or our tuners right here today, Mame, already understood our grammar focus for today and also our word of the week for today. Now, I think let's get down to our real business for today, Mame. This is our episode 3, session 3 of our ESL Public Speaking ETUlay Summer Camp. So today's lesson, we'll be learning the basics of proper speech structure. Now, maybe speech writing comes easy to some of our campers, Mame, or maybe they have tried and still feel really defeated and not quite getting how much words they're putting together so easily. Or maybe some of our campers right here, Mame, maybe they are the ones like the orange picture right there, or maybe they are the red picture right there, who's very anxious and who finds speech writing or speech delivery very difficult. So there are some basic principles to structuring a speech that everyone should know, Ma'am May. And knowing these basic principles can be the difference between delivering a speech so easily or wanting to run off as quickly as possible. It happens, right, Mame? Because somehow we are like this man on the red picture.
Yeah,
When
that's
our
correct.
teacher tells us, okay, class, you need to write a speech, and then tomorrow you need to deliver that. And we're like this man, like, oh my gosh, OMG, I can't do it. I don't even know what are the exact words that I need to put on my speech
Yeah, that's
writing.
correct.
And I can't even face an audience. I cannot do it. So we are
Yeah,
like this man on the red picture.
I remember when I was in high school, I prepared for a speech for 10 days. I really memorized it from
Oh,
top to bottom, and I always practiced in front of the mirror. But eventually, when I faced the class, when I faced my class, my classmates and my teacher, I forgot everything. I was the
that's
man
mental
in
block.
the yeah, I was the man in the right side of the screen. I was picturing myself
Yeah,
to be the man on the left side, but on the actual day
yeah,
of the
very
presentation of
confident.
the speech,
Mm.
I was the man on I was the man with in the blue shirt. That's really
Yeah, it
embarrassing.
happens to us. It happens to us. We all have that memory, maybe back in high school or back in college, that we feel like we just wanted to run when the time comes that it's our turn to deliver a speech, because we are just really afraid about what our audience is going to say. Or there are also other people, man-made, that when they see a lot of people that who are going to listen to their speech, they automatically are mental blocked and they can't say a
Mhm.
thing. So
Yes.
that's something that is very natural. That's something
And
that
our campers are
happens in real
sharing
life.
yeah, and our campers are sharing their experience that most of the time they are the boy with the blue shirt. That's why we have to always
True.
practice speaking, because confidence is not something that can be brought up easily. It should be
True.
developed for a long time.
It does not happen overnight, though. And I
That's
also
correct.
remember, Mame, speaking of what you have shared earlier, I can
Hmm.
also remember asking my father before, like asking him, "Pa, what should I do? I'm not really confident when it comes to speaking in front of a lot of people." So my father would tell me, he would say, "Here's a coin. Put this coin on your shoes, and then you will not feel nervous anymore." So
That's correct.
I think,
That's a good
yeah, it's
point.
psychological. It's psychological. I think his giving me that kind of confidence through this coin,
Yeah,
that whatever nervousness I'm feeling, that coin would feel it, and that I would no longer feel it because the coin would feel it instead. And I believed it. I believed it because I think that's psychological as well.
that helps. That helps. That really
That
helps.
helps. That helps. Yeah. Well, speaking of that, our speech here, speech is comprised of three parts, Mame. We have what we call the introduction, body, and conclusion. So we're going to start at the beginning with the introduction. So the introduction is where you set the tone, where you set the tone for your entire speech, where you create interest and let your audience know what you're going to be talking about in setting the tone and creating your interest. It's really important, right, Mami? It's really important to grab your audience's attention right away and let them
Yeah,
know what's in it for them, so that your audience will be engaged and excited about your speech, because they will know and you are telling them what they are going to hear all throughout your
that's
speech.
correct.
So you make
I
them feel
absolutely
interested.
agree. Because in the introduction, if you cannot get or grasp the attention of your listeners or your readers, definitely they will leave you, because there are so many things to be done, and
Mm,
there are so many videos to watch. Why will they listener watch you if you are not interesting as a speaker. That's why, first of all, we should establish confidence our message in the introduction. And like what we always say in meeting people, it's also same with listening to speeches. First impressions last.
Last. Okay. And of course, Mame, there are common attention grabbing techniques that our attendees can use in opening their speeches. So you can therefore what we call ask a question to get your audience thinking. So we can do that in the introduction part. Ask a question so that our audience who are listening or watching us can also try to, process the question that you are asking them. It allows them to think as well. You can make a starting statement that grabs their attention too, or you can share a relevant and engaging quote with them, something that inspires them. And regardless of what the type of opening that our campers or our attendees will use, it's important to make sure that it is relevant to the overall core message and that it links to the main point. Okay.
That's
And
right.
now, Mame, once our campers or our attendees now grabbed our audience's attention with strong, relevant, and what we call that has a main point. So, what they need to do next is that they also need to keep on telling our audience what you're going to be talking about in your upcoming presentation and
Yes.
what they can expect to take from that speech. Okay.
You're setting the purpose for listening and reading, and then you are detailing what they will gain from listening or reading you. Because when we don't say it, our listeners or our readers will just leave because they don't have clear objectives or purpose of listening or reading.
That's right. So as you can see in the picture, Mame, our speaker here, he's delivering his speech, and our audience here are like lost because they do not know what they will be listening the whole speech, or what they will be waiting for the entire speech, or what will be happening in the delivery of the speech, or what's in it for them. They do not know what's in it for them. So their attention is not really hooked to the speakers. So as you can see, their reactions are lost. They are confused too. So if you were able to do that, you were able to grab the attention of your listeners or your audience. They will be excited, like the picture here that you can see on your screen. They will be excited because you already told them, or you are going to tell them what is in it for them. So they will know that they will now be hooked in listening to your speech now. Okay.
Such a, mhm.
Now, that also brings us, Mame, to our first point to coherence. Tell them what you're going to tell them. Did
Yes.
it
And
also, yeah, Mame?
yes, and I can see that some of our campers here are sharing that they're journalists, and the one that we're telling right now is cannot be just applied in speaking, but also in writing. When we're writing news, when we're writing a feature article, the first paragraph is really crucial. We have to sensationalize. We have to really
Mm,
grasp the attention of our readers or our listeners, because if we cannot do that, they will read other article. They will not listen to you. So you have to tell them, yes, you're correct, Nova. We have to tell them what you're going to tell them, because if not, they will really
they
tune
will be
out.
bored. Yeah, they will be
Yes,
bored.
you're
And
correct.
that's a tendency that when you attend a certain maybe perhaps a competition, is a delivery speech competition, or oration. Have you ever what we
Yeah,
call experienced
delivered.
that, Mame?
Yeah,
Delivered the speech in front of a lot of people, and you can see your audience's attention vary. The others were sleepy, the others were, bored, and the
and
others
that
were
affects you.
standing up and going to the bathroom or something. It affects you.
Yeah,
Totally, it
really.
affects you. Okay. Now, Mame, that we've got our audience engaged and prepared for what you're going to talk about, we can now transition to the body of our speech. Now, the body of our speech is where you share your core message and your main points. To support that message, you should develop 3 to 5 main points that enable you to convey your core message. Yes, that's right, our attendees. You only need 3 to 5 main points that enable you to convey your core message. So that's from main point 1 to main point 5. Overall, that will give you a core message. Okay.
That's correct.
And
Because later on in the body, they will elaborate these main
mm,
points, and it depends on the number of the main points, the length of the speech that they will deliver.
mm,
But it doesn't mean our dear campers that the introduction and the body are not related. They should be connected. Whatever you say in the introduction, whatever you will be presenting in the introduction, should be well explained in the body, because there
true.
will you be saying details, elaborating the main points, and supporting details about the main points that you have in the body.
That's right. And 3 to 5 main points, Mame, is already enough because sharing too many key points is a common mistake made when delivering speeches. So your audience only has so much capacity. When you give them more of that 3 to 5 main points, you must be careful not to dilute your message to overwhelm your audience members. And leaving
That's
your
right.
audience with fewer main points, Mame, and takeaways will make your message more memorable and more impactful to further increase impact and keep our audience engaged throughout the body of our speech.
That's right. I absolutely agree on that. And it's like filling a bucket. You cannot fill too much water in the bucket. Just make sure that you will be presenting key points that are important for your audience to remember. And also the attention span, if the speech is too much to handle, everything will just be spilled. Right, Nova?
Indeed. So we should organize our main points in a logical manner so that our audience members can easily follow along and make sense of the information that we are sharing in our body part.
Like Sir Joel Torrecampo said, developmentally sequenced. That's correct. And now we can have the third part of our speech, Tutor Nova.
And that also brings us, Mame, to our second point to coherence.
Mhm.
Tell them. So our first point is telling us. Second, our first point to coherence is telling us is tell them what you're going to tell them. Now the second point in the body is tell them. You need to tell
Yeah,
them. Walang paligoy-ligoy. Tell them. That's
yeah.
it.
Tell them directly.
And our third point to coherence, Mame, is tell them what you told them. And that brings us to our conclusion. Now, the conclusion is reiterating your main points. Because now that you've conveyed your main points in what we call the body part, it is now time to wrap up your core message. Or, in other words, again, tell them what you told them. So you do
That's
this by
correct.
reiterating your main points and why this information is important to your audience. Then before wrapping up, you also make sure to provide your audience with a call to action, the action you want your audience to take based on what they learned from your speech. And also, Ma'am, if there is time and the presentation format allows for it, you can extend an open question and answer period to make your audience really hype up all throughout your delivery after delivering your whole speech too. So when you're done with your speech, make sure to also say thank you to your audience.
Yeah,
And
that's
at the
pretty.
same time, yeah, when you say thank you, of course, your audience can really feel the message of your speech, right? Now they will also be
Yes.
applauding for you, and that
Aside from that,
applause.
additionally, Tutor Nova, aside from the call to action, like what our campers are saying, there should be a final blow or final attack. If your speech is not really to call to call or to make your audience to do something, you can have a lasting impression, a thought, a quote that would best summarize, that would best be remembered by your speakers. That's right, to summarize and to have the final attack or the final blow to give a lasting impression to your audience. You have set a good impression in the introduction, you have maintained that good impression in the body, and you should leave them again with a good impression in the conclusion part.
That is right, Mame, indeed. And well, always remember that our first point to coherence is tell them what you're going to tell them, and that is our introduction. Second point to coherence is tell them, which is our body part, which is telling us to have from 3 to 5 main points, because that 3 to 5 main points already becomes our core message. And our third point to coherence is tell them what you told them, which means to say
That's
our
right.
conclusion is like the mirror image of our body part by reiterating our main points. Now, that is it for our points to coherence, Mami.
Yes, and I feel that this is we taught a lot of things today, and maybe our campers are feeling quite today we have an information overload. But don't worry, campers. There's so much time to take information. This is just the start of teaching you how to gain confidence, how to structure your message, and how to gain structure, how to improve your
Mm.
structure in speaking. It takes a lot of practice, and we believe that you can do it, right, Nova?
I also agree because great speakers, their secret to really delivering a great speech too is structure. Structure is the king. Structure is the key. So when you create your structure in writing a speech by following these points to coherence, you will definitely be confident enough in facing your audience when you deliver your speech now.
Hmm.
All right. So now, Mame, I think it's time to give our campers our assignment for episode three.
Yes, yes,
So,
that's right.
campers, yeah, go on, Mame.
We appreciate our campers sending videos of their output last week. So we are also excited to see them in another challenge that we have here, Nova. And your assignment is
Examine the example short speech article about happiness. Now, make this speech example coherent by arranging the paragraphs to its proper speech structure and revise some sentences that you can spot some crutch words. So, this
okay.
is our speech article regarding happiness. So as
Yes.
you can see, we put it in a box. However, this is not arranged in the correct sequence following the proper structure. So the task of our attendees or our campers is to properly arrange it following the speech structure, Mami, that we discussed earlier.
And aside from that, they have to revise these paragraphs to make them clear, to eliminate the crutch words, make them more specific, make them simple. So it's an application of our week 2 and week 3 session, clarity and coherent. Again, campers, the paragraphs are not yet arranged into introduction, body, and conclusion. You still have to arrange them. Before arranging these paragraphs, you have to make sure that the sentences in each paragraph are clear and they don't have crutch words and they are simple. So you have 2 tasks, and you will bank on our previous session and apply our session to date. It's so challenging, but I know, Nova, our campers can do it.
I know for sure they can do it too. So do not forget to submit their assignments or videos by posting in our FB page. They can also do a QR scan code um, going through our public speaking ETUlay Summer Camp FB page. So
Yes,
they
and our
can.
assignment. And our assignment will be posted in our FB page. So if you fail to screenshot or take note of our assignment, don't worry, because that will be posted on our FB page. So you can still catch up what you missed today.
That's right. And do not forget to also answer our attendance and exit exam for you to earn your badge too. Do not forget that this is a summer camp, so you have your badges with you for our ESL public speaking sessions. Okay?
Yes, and we will see who is or who are the campers who would be completing all the badges from the enrollment to the last session that we will be having before the class starts on September 13th. So we are excited, campers, to see who would be collecting the most or the complete number of badges at the end of our session. Again, this link and the QR code will also be posted in our FB page. So if you haven't yet followed or liked our FB page, again, just search ETUlay Public Speaking Summer Camp. And there you go. We will be updated on our feeds and things that we have to be reminded in the class.
All right. So I think, Mame, this is goodbye because we don't have much time. But we want to say thank you to our campers and our
Yes, we're so
attendees who
thankful.
joined in the class today. And at the same time, those our FB page followers and the other campers too are still inquiring if this is a free session. Yes, it is a free session. But we appreciate if you would enroll in the class that we have posted a link on our FB page for you guys to be recognized all throughout our
Yes.
sessions here in ETUlay Summer Camp.
Yes, and we will also appreciate if you stay updated and if you will still continue with us in our other weeks. And we are thankful that you are here in our class, but we will also be thankful to see you every Tuesday. Right, Renova?
Right, indeed. That's the spirit. We're just so happy. Okay. So thank you so much, our dear campers. This has been Tutor Nova.
This has been Tutor May, and we will see you next week. Bye, campers!
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Magandang araw, ako po si Sir Ariel, ang ALS lover ng EdTech Unit. Narito po ako para sa isang napakagandang balita at upang magpaalala na ang kinabukasan ay mas gaganda at uunlad kung ang lahat ay patuloy na mag-aaral. Sa edukasyon sa ating bansa, tiyak na walang maiiwanan sa pag-abot ng mga pangarap. Kaya naman ang Department of Education ICTS Educational Technology Unit at Alternative Learning System Task Force ay nagtutulungan sa pagkakaroon ng ALS Tech Empowerment Program upang maihatid ang excellent quality education sa ating mga ALS learner and teachers. To easily deliver the lessons from the modules and other references, we will provide tablet PC as part of the DepEd computerization program to all ALS teachers and orientation on the use of these packages. To deepen the pedagogical use of information and communications and technology in delivering instructions, there are training workshops on the use and curation of open educational resources or OER, Google and Microsoft productivity tools, creation of video lessons using PowerPoint presentations and KineMaster, and on ebook or e-magazine development. To create an avenue for remedial lessons that is open to all learners, teachers, and parents, we will have the ETUlay free online tutorial and mobile ETUlay, where we will visit remote schools to feature the best practices of our ALS teachers and learners. Sa mga out-of-school youth and adult, laging tatandaan na may pag-asa upang makapagpatuloy sa pag-aaral. May ALS para sa inyo. Ang edukasyon ay para sa lahat. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, para sa guro. Sulong Edukalidad.